Hi, my name is Hannah. Of course, you know that. And I am going to kind of reflect on the last year. I wish I knew from the class that there's a lot of reading, and I kind of wish that I had time over break to learn how to read, which is kind of fun to me just because I love reading. But that's from fairy tale, not like fairy tales that we've been reading, but like fantasy and romance. And even though there is that in fairy tales, it's not the kind of romance that I like. And I really wish I had learned how to read over the summer before. Um, in college, I wish I knew my courses just because, especially in chemistry, I wish I could have read the chapters that we were going to do this year and be fine. Um, I feel like since I took PLP this year, that it helped influence my fairy tale class just because they were both writing courses. They were very different writing courses just because of the formatting, but they also connected in a way that it was more putting myself on the table rather than reading something and analyzing it. But at the same time, it was, if that makes any sense. It was more like I would analyze something, but I would bring myself to analyze that. I would use examples from my life. And I feel like that was very important to have those two classes together just because I now know a couple different writing styles. And I didn't know any kind of writing styles in high school. I also kind of wish my high school taught me how to write just a little bit better just because I came in here not knowing how and I had to learn pretty fast how to write. I did challenge myself and took a risk. I have a speech impediment. This means that I can't say words and I stutter sometimes, and I've always kind of been self-conscious of it. I don't like recording myself. Video's a little bit different just because I can see myself, but with a voice recording, you only are judged by the voice and nothing else. And doing my last project with doing the audiobook, I feel like it was hard for me to do that just because I would stutter or say something wrong and I felt like I needed to stop, redo, and go on. But it was taking me, it took me a whole day to record 40 minutes of stuff just because I kept trying to fix it. And in the end, it was too complicated to do with not the right equipment. So I just had to say, no, we're dropping it, we're going forward. Um, in this quarter, I kind of forced myself to be with people, and that was harder because I wanted the whole college experience, and I'm not used to being with people. I can use this knowledge from this course elsewhere just because I now know how to analyze things. I now know how to read things. I now know how to write about things. And I know how to put my own life towards this analysis. And I know that it will influence my future just because I'm now able to write about things that may not be the most interesting. In 4 years, I try not to do this. I try not to force myself to imagine myself in the future. Basically, why I do this is I don't want to be disappointed in what I am when my past self has already said no to what I am. So basically, I think I'll still be a scientist, at least in the science field. I think still biology, but we'll see next year once I take bio. And I see myself in the lab doing experiments, and I see myself writing big projects and getting help. And I see myself just back from studying abroad and using that experience for my future. And I feel like this course has influenced me because now I feel like I can be me. I can say, yes, I like fairy tales. Yes, I like fantasy. But I can also use that for science. And I can say that I like science and be a nerd at the same time. And I also feel like just the moralities of each story will help me in the future make decisions. Anyways, so I want to say thank you for listening.